welcome back to another episode of Two Joes and a Pro. As always, you got your guys Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. My boys, was good.
I'm good, man. How's everybody
We
else?
need to call the intervention hotline. Brian needs some help.
Brian has a problem right now, guys. For you guys that are not tracking, so Maryland opened up sports betting right on the phone, and that is Brian's kryptonite. So if you guys have any additional funds that you know you want to donate, Brian, what's your cash app, Brian? Brian's going to provide you guys with his cash app so you can send him some money.
Okay.
Because
This guy's got a problem. He's like betting on swimming.
He's betting on anything that goes. It could be damn badminton. He's like, I heard about this guy. His last name is Johnson. He must be athletic.
Listen, I was so hot the other night. I was so hot. I was this close to betting on Chinese soccer. But then I was like, yo, I can't even pronounce the name of the team. Nah.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, he's over there betting on Dwight Howard's Taiwanese team and shit.
Brian knows next to nothing about soccer, doesn't care about the World Cup, could care less.
Yeah.
This year, he's like, how many corners I need in this game? I need 10 corner kicks in this game.
He's like, hey, Senegal, come on, man. You guys got to perform better. Like, anyway. That's too funny, dog. So let's get straight to it, man. College football was a lot of things happening. So the big thing, Michigan dogged Ohio State, which, you know, depending on where you were in that spectrum, you might be happy, you might be sad. I didn't think Ohio State really had enough to like blow Michigan out. I thought it was going to be a close game or Michigan would win like that. I was surprised that because Quorum didn't play. I'm sorry. So I was surprised that they actually performed well. I didn't know Edwards was playing, but I said if Edwards did play, they would have a chance. And Edwards went off. He had like 200 and something yards. I think 217, something like that. Like a 70-yard and like a 80-yard run.
The game just got away from him, man. Game flow is like everything in college.
That's it. And when you have those rivalry games like that, a lot of guys sometimes rise to the top and play better beyond what they are. And JJ did that, right? JJ McCarthy, like he can't throw any short passes for sure. Can't even hit a barn with the short pass, a barn door with a short pass. But he was hitting on his deep passes, and I don't know, for some reason, Ohio State kept playing this cover one, trying to stop the run so bad, and they just got exposed. So Michigan won that, so Michigan is actually up to number 2. TCU handled business, and they dogged out Iowa State. They're number 3. USC is number 4. They beat Notre Dame convincingly. And then Georgia, of course, is my favorite, who I think is going to for sure win the national championship. And they're number 1. So I was a little upset about the Ohio State being number 5, Alabama being number 6. But hey, who am I to really judge, right? The reason why I was upset, right? I'll give you my reasoning. The reason why I was upset is because Alabama lost off of last second field goal and off a 2-point conversion. We never got blown out by anybody. Ohio State just got blown out by 20 to Michigan, right? And neither of them have played anybody besides Penn State, right? So with that being said, in my mind, it's like, why are they still there? If they're healthy, that's different. But right now they're not healthy, and I don't feel like they should go in front of Alabama, even with their one loss. But hey, that could be the homer in me, some people might say. But if you look at statistics on it, Tennessee is number 7, right behind Alabama, and LSU is 14, right? Michigan, guess what? They're number 2, right? They beat them, and then other than that, where's Penn State? Penn State is 8. So, I don't know. I don't know what you guys take. You got to take on that.
1 loss is greater than 2 losses. That's what it comes down to.
So
are they expanding the playoffs next year?
No, it's in 2 years. Or I think 3 years. But my thing is this. They got blown out. It wasn't like they lost. It didn't even look close. They got blown out. They didn't look like, oh man, Michigan's just better on this day. It looks like Michigan was the better team. Like, period.
Yeah.
It didn't look close. That's the difference, in my opinion. Then with the Alabama game, it was like, damn, a 2-point conversion. You playing all those games that Alabama played was on the road. Ohio State played at home. and they got blown out at home.
Yeah.
Like,
So still one loss.
They got blown out by 20
matter.
at home, and they haven't played anybody.
Yeah. Okay.
They haven't played anybody on the schedule. So what makes you think that they're good? If TCU lost, TCU would be out, and they'd be number 8 because nobody respects the Big 12. But why are we giving the Big 10 so much credit when the Big 10 teams are not good?
Well, there's 3 in the top 10. I mean, it's pretty good.
What are you talking about? You said
you got 3 teams in the top 10, right? You said Penn State's 8?
The SEC has fucking 4 teams, 5 teams. What are we talking about? So?
They don't have 5 teams, guy.
Okay, they got 4.
Nah.
1, 3. Sorry.
Exactly.
Sorry, they got 3 teams. I apologize.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, keep overstating your SEC all you want.
I'm not overstating, man. They don't play any. Besides Michigan, Penn State, and Ohio State, what other team is in that conference? What other teams in that conference?
Some years Michigan State's good.
Some years. We're not talking about some years. We're talking about now.
I mean, historically, Michigan State's been pretty good.
We're talking about now.
Historically.
We're talking about now.
Well,
right?
Who's good sometimes. In the SEC?
What do you mean who's good in the SEC?
Yeah.
Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, LSU.
Yeah,
what are we talking about?
I mean, LSU's lost 3 games, but I guess they're okay.
We just had South Carolina beat doggone Tennessee, right? And then they went back and beat doggone Clemson. That was an upset, right? So what does that mean? The ACC ain't shit.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that.
But Clemson, oh my gosh. Everybody knows that. But why is a 1-loss Clemson behind Alabama then?
They're 2-loss Clemson.
They're 2 losses now, but before they were 1 loss last week when they were behind Alabama.
Because everybody loves Alabama. Okay. Alabama always gets a higher ranking.
It's because the competition is more, bro. Like, stop it.
It's because they're Alabama.
All right. No, it's not, bro. The competition is definitely better. It's harder in the SEC. That's a fact. That's not even an opinion. That's a fact. If any of these other teams even went to the SEC, they couldn't even compete. No, like for real. It's different when there's no game that they look at and they say, oh, yeah, I can coast this week. There's no coasting. You can't coast. There's no coasting. Every week you got to strap your shit up. Every week. You don't have to do that in the Big Ten. You got to strap your shit up in the Big Ten. Why?
Yeah, tell that to Michigan, who only beat Illinois by 2. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter.
What does that tell you? They not fucking good.
You're gonna see. What it tells me is that any team can have an off week.
No, bro. I cannot wait.
Alabama had 2 off weeks.
I cannot wait until we get to the playoffs and when Georgia mollywops the fuck out these teams, y'all gonna be like, damn, the SEC really is good.
Or that just means Georgia's really good.
But is Georgia really good? Because they struggle against Missouri. They struggle against a lot of teams in the SEC, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
I think it's just like division games in the NFL. You always struggle in your own conference.
Oh, now because the conference is harder. What are you saying? You're proving my point.
No, every conference in interconference play is always tougher. In like every sport, it's always tougher because those teams know you more.
Anyway, college basketball. It's been a back and forth in college basketball. Honestly, I've been watching a lot more games. Probably because I've been betting a lot more games. But I would say
I have a problem.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I have a problem, Kenny. Yeah, you're the one betting a lot too.
I'm betting on college basketball. I'm not betting on badminton and shit.
I never bet on badminton.
I'm saying
the most off the wall thing I bet on was soccer.
Okay. I don't. I bet on
water
college.
polo, and that was one time.
I didn't do water. I don't even know if they're in season right now, but I'll check.
But I will make sure.
I'll let you know.
I will let you know. But like anyway, basketball has been going back and forth. I know UNC has fell off the face of the earth. They lost twice, I believe, and I just can't believe them. They lost twice. Houston right now is number 1. Texas slid up. They're number 2. They've been playing well. Virginia is still holding 3. Purdue slid up 19 spots. They're at 6-0. They just won tonight too versus Florida State. And then you have some couple teams that are kind of shocking people. Baylor, Creighton, because a lot of people thought Baylor was going to be, rebuilding, not rebuilding, but they have a lot of young players coming back, right? But Baylor, Creighton, UConn surprisingly is in the top 10. Kansas is at 9. They had a loss. And then Indiana is undefeated with theirs at 6-0. So it'll be interesting. I think Indiana plays Michigan State today. If I'm not mistaken. Did they play? I think they played them tonight. Anyways, a couple games tonight that'll be pretty good. I think they do play them. North Carolina plays Indiana tonight. Sorry about that. North Carolina plays Indiana tonight. Michigan has a game, and then we just saw Duke and Ohio State play, and Duke is winning that one versus Ohio State. So, other than that, it's just a lot of back and forth right now before we start conference play in a couple weeks. But that's it.
All right, real quick on baseball, just a big name sign. Jose Abreu, he's 36-year-old first baseman. He signed with the Astros, making them even better. He got almost $20 million a year for 3 years. Pretty good deal for him. He had a down year this year, but he was still hitting the cover off the ball. He just was getting unlucky with it, which happens. So I think that's a great sign for them, and they're going to be loaded again next year. That's it for baseball. Basketball, we got the Celtics playing right now. They're going against the Heat. It's actually probably one of their toughest games they've had at home anyways. That's a 3-point game right now. Let's see. The Portland Trailblazers are dead to me because they dropped a 20-point lead last night and blew my parlay.
They're just like the Lakers, though.
Yeah, they can't hold a lead.
Yeah, the Lakers are up big when I think it was they were
the Pacers.
15 or 14 with
I
4 minutes
bet
left. Oh my god!
I live bet that, dude. I got like plus 10 or something like that for the Pacers. I was like, Lakers ain't gonna hold this lead. Watch this.
Yeah, they lost. That pissed me off.
Yeah. And I was this close to betting that money, and then they locked it when I was about to put a bet in. I was like, oh, damn. Oh well. Like I didn't care at the time, and then I cared at the end because it was like plus $500 or something like that. But anyways,
yeah,
I don't have a problem.
I have a problem.
Anyways, you got in the East, you still got the Bucks and Cavs there holding strong. We did just bring up the Pacers. Surprisingly, they're 4th right now. Mm-hmm. And then Toronto, Philly, Atlanta, Washington, Brooklyn, and New York round out the top 10. Let's see. West, still Phoenix and Denver. New Orleans, Memphis, the Clippers, Kings. Yeah, and Golden State has actually moved up into the playoffs. They're 9th right now. Like I said last week, they're just gonna get better once they put it all together. They just were a little sloppy to begin the year, but
a little sloppy.
Yeah, and then Steph Curry, he lost me a parlay the other night because it was a money line because he traveled at the end of the game. Man,
Brian's not taking it to heart.
But yeah, you got anything to add to the basketball there, Kenny? I mean,
no, I think I really like how Portland their scoring is coming up and it's increasing. I think a lot of teams are trying to find their way right now. I think KD is really holding the Nets by himself. I think Kyrie is going to come along. The 76ers are banged up pretty bad. I like how Boston looks. I like how John Moran is playing. I even like the Pelicans with Zion, as long as he can stay healthy, right? And then I watched the Kings the other night, and the Kings look good too. I just like how they play. I like how they play. They like Mike Brown has them pushing the pace, and they just like young. It's really like young guys when they come into the gym, they want to run the whole time, run, hustle on defense. Like I like that. I think it's in the NBA where it's a lot of ISO ball and a lot of guys don't want to play defense. That's a tough matchup if they continue to play right and go into the playoffs. That's a tough matchup to run into because they're going to have energy because the guys are so young, right? But yeah, I like them. I think Jordan Clarkson is playing out of his mind right now for Utah. Um, they're a sneaky team. I don't think that they will make it, but I like how Utah looks. And then the Lakers was on a win streak, right? We are on a 4-game win streak until
What?
until doggone we lost to the Pacers. But Bron is back. Oh, by the way, did you see that elbow that Westbrook got elbowed in the head and he was bleeding?
Nice. Yeah, and then he tried to fight the guy after.
Yeah, but this is the funny part. Did you see what LeBron did? LeBron was holding Westbrook's head like he was a medic, right? And the team doctors, Ryan, listen to this. The team doctors came over to LeBron and were like, "We got it." And he's like, "No, back up. I got it." LeBron takes it off and looks at it as if he's a medical professional, like he's like assessing the severity of the cut. And he's like, "Okay, come on," he's carrying him. And the doctors, the team doctors are like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, what, we're going to tell LeBron something? I thought that was hilarious. Like, me and my wife just cracked up laughing. Like, what are you doing, bro?
I mean, he was trying to get a break in because he was so tired from carrying the team. So he's just getting a little rest in, you know.
He hasn't really been carrying the team by himself. He's been playing good, but Lonnie Walker's been playing good. AD hasn't been playing too bad, right? A lot of guys are like stepping up a little bit. Schroeder's been playing really well, averaging, I think he's averaging like 14 or 15 right now.
And you were hating on him a couple of years ago too.
Oh no, I was hating on him bad. He pissed me off. And then when we left, we let him go because we were trying to give him all that money. He left, and then he just fell off the face of the earth. But then he's back. So
yeah, you probably got him for a cheaper deal now too.
Oh, for sure, a cheaper deal. They were trying to give him $20 million before.
Another thing I noticed real quick, since I've been watching more games lately for various reasons, I feel like a lot of the league is moving a lot more towards this run and gun type offense where they're just kind of like they're up and down the floor quicker.
Yeah,
they're trying to like get more possessions in per game. They're not really wasting the shot clock very much. They're usually getting the ball out in like 10 seconds or less. How do you feel about that?
It's because it's 30 Steph Currys on every team.
Yeah.
But every team thinks they're Steph Curry. I mean, every player thinks they're Steph Curry. Like, I've never seen this many
scoring
threes.
equals money, man.
Yeah, I've never seen this many
points.
threes being shot ever. Like, guys are coming down, jacking the three. Fast break, jacking the three. Like, dudes that some guys that can shoot who can't shoot. Some guys are releasing the ball. Their form is like this when they're shooting it. You're like, what the hell? That shit is ugly. And it's off, but they're still shooting because the coaches are like, hey, whatever. Let them shoot. Yeah. So for me, I think you want to see a faster pace of the game, but it kind of takes away from like the technique and the craftiness of basketball, right? That's why I enjoy a person like DeMar DeRozan's game because he specializes the mid range. Like, he's going to get wherever he wants in the mid range, and his footwork is impeccable. He's going to knock down that mid range shot, right? But a lot of guys don't focus on that. They want to dunk, shoot threes. But it's like so many different parts of basketball that makes it a great game that you need to develop and learn as a young player. And right now, I don't think that running gun style is going to really help out that.
I mean, I don't think it's going to last. I think once they figure out how to defend it better, the game will shift again. It shifts every 15 to 20 years anyways. So we'll probably go back to having a bunch of big men out there one day, like we did back in like the 80s. So what?
No, I was talking all right.
Oh, Ryan's all right. He's just waiting for football. He can't help
That's
himself.
a long time. 20 years. Like, I don't think you think we're going to go back to big men.
I mean, probably.
I don't think so.
I mean, it happens in cycles.
No one wants to watch that.
Why?
I want to see points scored. I want games that are 140 to 157. That's what I want to see.
That's ugly.
Buckets.
That shit. No, like, yes, that sounds cool, but then at some point in time, you're like, yo, y'all got to really play defense. Y'all pissing me off.
Yeah.
Like, what?
You get mad. You're like, how can you not guard anybody? Like,
you mad as a watcher. You're watching. You're like, what the hell? Like, I could play defense better than that. Like,
just stand in front of them.
Before we go on, what I think is funny, right? Always looking from the perspective of like a player. Always been like, no man, it's not easy to do that. No man, but now like the further I get out of the game, I turn into like one of those fans who's like, what?
Welcome,
bro.
Kenny. Welcome.
That is easy. Like, come on, bro. That's easy. It's 4th and 3. They're throwing to the flat. You drop that?
Yeah.
What the?
You
Throw it
stop.
down the field. You just see the post wide open. Like,
Yo,
bro,
first off, don't be talking about Saquon like that. All right, his helmet wasn't fully strapped. His helmet wasn't strapped.
Right. He wasn't ready to go. Okay, he wasn't ready.
yeah, that's too funny. But nah, I think it's
guys.
funny that's where I'm at now. Anyway.
Real quick, I gotta address this because I said I'd take the photo of the Thanksgiving standings for hockey. If the playoffs had started that day, we got in the East, we got Boston, Toronto, Detroit, the Devils, Islanders, Pittsburgh, and then in the wild card would be Tampa and Carolina. So if you guys are wanting to wager on a team, odds are one of those teams is going to the Cup.
I'm going to the Cup.
Right. Going to the Stanley Cup.
I'm going to.
If I had to choose two teams, I'm going with Boston and Tampa. Those are my top two.
To go to the Cup, not to win it.
Right. Just to go because the West is going to have somebody.
Yeah, so right now for the conference winners, right? They're in the Eastern. The conference winners, the standings it's the Bruins are plus 380, and then where is it at? Tampa Bay is plus 700.
Yeah, so you get more bang for your buck on Tampa.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
And they might, at the end of the day, actually be the better team when it's all said and done. Okay, we can't see that.
He's placing a bet.
Oh, okay.
He just insufficient funds, homie.
hey. I'll let you borrow some.
No, here you go.
Some interest.
Yeah.
Done. It said it's because it said $104.
Yeah.
But anyways, in the
Live
West,
bet.
in the West, we've got Dallas, Winnipeg, and Colorado, Vegas Knights, Seattle Kraken, and LA Kings, and in the wild card, Calgary and Edmonton. If I'm gonna pick two teams. My teams I'm gonna pick are gonna be Vegas and Colorado. I think those are the two best teams.
Yeah, Vegas
Talent-wise.
is plus 1,400 and Colorado is plus 220.
Yeah. Wait,
Gotta
Vegas,
go Vegas.
is what?
Plus 14.
Plus 400. Plus 400.
Plus 400.
Oh,
I thought he definitely said 1,400.
He did.
No, I said plus 400, and then I swear
Rewind the tape.
I swear y'all can't hear me, man. And then for them to win the Stanley Cup, Avalanche are plus 450. Vegas is plus 900. Bruins is plus 550, and then Tampa Bay is 1,400.
So I mean, Tampa might be the way to go.
Yeah,
But with them, it depends on their health because they are getting a little bit older.
Little bit.
So, but so are the Bruins. The Bruins are old too, and I feel like the teams in the West. This is another thing I wanted to bring up. A lot of teams in the West. I was watching this crazy ass hockey game the other night
That I was betting on.
Between the Seattle Kraken and the LA Kings. 17 goals were scored. Okay, wildest thing I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen a hockey game go that high. It was a team record for the Kings. That was the highest that they've ever had in the regular season. Yeah.
Goalies should be fired. Goalies should be fired.
They should be. I feel like some of these teams are adapting to what to what basketball's doing. It's all up and down pace. Like they're skating hard the whole time. They're making shifts quicker, and they're just on and off the ice. Like it's fast paced, and I don't think that teams like Tampa and Boston are ready for that.
But it's because of the Avalanche. They won last year off of what? Speed. Ripping and running. That's all they were doing, scoring 8-9 goals if you let them.
And now I see it a lot more.
Yeah,
it's the speed in the game is going way up, and they're getting rid of these bruisers. They don't, you don't need anybody to fight anymore. Nobody fights, which I hate because I like that part of the game.
Especially when you're losing money, you want to,
yeah, like beat the crap out of this guy if you're gonna lose this game. Like, yeah. But anyways, I digress. Let's move on.
Ryan?
Oh, are we doing football or are we doing?
Yeah,
we want to cover World Cup real quick.
You can do it.
We're doing football.
All right, fine.
World Cup, the USA made it to the World Cup. England's in there.
Hell yeah.
Canada's
US.
there.
All we care about is the USA, baby.
No.
Okay,
What?
my bad.
Canada,
Not Canada. Not Canada. I'm sorry. Croatia. I'm sorry.
Canada.
Canada's out of there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Who do we play? Netherlands, right?
Yeah, we play the Netherlands.
And we're going to get ass whooped.
Yeah,
No, we got
it
this.
ain't good. It ain't gonna be good.
Well, no, we got
The
this.
Netherlands are playing really well right now.
No, we got this. Fate is on. Fate. Believe, Kenny.
Place the bet.
Believe.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Place the bet.
I'll place it right now.
$10 bet on it. It's probably pretty good odds.
Hold up. I read something earlier that I thought was interesting, and I wanted to share with Kenny because he's. I think we had this discussion about equal pay, but I think the
sport?
women they started talking about women's soccer because women's soccer is big on like equal pay right now.
Yeah.
They negotiate for the FIFA game. They're going to be paid for each victory that they get within the World Cup 3 times more than the money they won when they won in 2019, like the whole World Cup. Like how
That's
ridiculous! Crazy. That's how much the equal pay is becoming a thing. So,
But
Sounds like
actually
government
equal?
contracting.
Are they actually going to be equal to the men though, or is it still going to be below?
I think it's still below.
It's still below, but it's way
at
better.
least substantially more.
Yeah.
As long it is proportionally the same in terms of like revenue brought in to amount of money.
Nobody likes to watch the men. Everybody likes to watch the women though. The
That's
women
only for the U.S.
Those
Only for
shorts
the
are
US.
so
No,
nice.
I'm talking about women US. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about
Right.
women. 'Cause remember, all the only people that matter is US. That's what Brian just said.
100%. Yeah.
That's all that matters. So with that being said,
When the U.S.
women-
loses, then we can talk about other countries.
yeah, I still have my money on
Spain.
You like Spain?
I like Spain. They're so good.
Yeah, Spain is good. I like France.
France got beat.
Yeah, I know. I said I like France. That was my team. So,
All right.
but anyway,
All right, we can cover football. All right, Allen Robinson, done for the year. Foot surgery. That experiment's
Rams
over.
done for the year.
he didn't do shit anyway.
The Rams are getting surgery on their heart, and the whole team is out for the rest of the year. And they're going to shut down Stafford for the rest of the year. This whole team's done.
Darnold out too.
Yeah, Aaron Donald is out, missing his first game due to injury. He done.
Do you think he's actually injured, or he's like, man, fuck this shit?
The team is injured.
He's like, I came out of retirement for this.
Yeah, like I can't deal with this. I'm out.
Rodgers left the game last week in I think it was like the third quarter with a rib injury, but reports are saying that he's going to be good to go and he's going to try and play. So he's been playing with a broken hand and he's been out there. Nothing's getting him off the field. What are you going to say about that, Kenny? You got something to say?
No, whatever makes him sleep at night. I don't want to hear, hey, by the way, I've been playing with a broken thumb. Okay, bro, nobody told you to play.
Yeah, I do hate that.
If you were winning, then you'd be like, and I'm doing it with a broken thumb.
Yeah.
And then now you're losing. It's like, be sympathy for me. I'm playing with a broken thumb. Like, no, bro, you either perform or you don't. And I'm not saying because he's a GOAT, right? He's one of the all-time greats. So I'm not going to come at his neck like that because he plays through a lot of injuries. But it's like, you guys never lose how you guys are now. You're out of contention. You can't go to the playoffs. And now it's like, hey, by the way, it leaks. I got a broken thumb, but a couple weeks back, you said, yeah, I just have a sprain. I can play through it. But then now it's a broken thumb. Okay.
Hey, what are your thoughts on the Jets? They decided to make the big move to bench Zach Wilson, and then Mike White comes in and throws 22 for 28, 315 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Like, I thought that Zach Wilson was overrated to begin with.
He's so bad.
Like, I talked about that when he got drafted. I was like, man, he's overrated. Like, yes, he's a Johnny Manziel. Sorry. Minus all the off the field issues, he's a Johnny Manziel, right? Like, had a lot of promise in college, but he's not really a guy. And
Yeah.
Richard Sherman talked about it on his podcast. He said, if you just took the names away, it would be no question that White would be a franchise QB. if you just took the names away. But the fact that his name is there and he didn't get drafted and all this other stuff, then now it's like, no, we don't know if he's the guy. But it's like, man, he performed well and they looked good, right? That's all Salah needs is somebody to be his Jimmy Garoppolo, and they're going to win some games.
I'll share something with you guys after we're not recording that I thought was funny, but it's about the Jets. Can't wait for it.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think I sent it to you.
Yeah.
Anyways, so happy Thanksgiving. The Giants lost to the Cowboys. That was brutal. But they still covered, so don't worry about it. The Bills beat the Lions by 3, 28-25. And then the Sunday night game, which Brian was severely upset with, the Patriots lost 33-26. But he was right that Mac Jones was going to have a good passing game that week. I think he threw 2 touchdowns. So, yeah.
380 yards.
Yeah. What happened there?
Minnesota has the worst defense against the pass. That's all that happened. Nothing special happened. They're the same old offense. They suck. Because when it mattered in the red zone and in the fourth quarter, they sucked. And, dude, their last 16 offensive snaps on offense, they gained 1 yard or less on 12 of them.
Baller.
That's not good. So the Patriots did not improve.
The Dolphins blew out the Texans 30-0, and then they benched their starters at like the middle of the third quarter. And then the Texans started to come back. They almost made it a game. They had the ball, and they were going to go down 1 score. But I think the defense stepped up, and they got a turnover, and the game ended 30-15. But the Dolphins look like the real deal. Since Tua has been concussed, he has come back and has thrown like 15 touchdowns and like 2 interceptions. Like this guy's balling. He's dog. They're playing really well on offense. So.
What do you have to say, Brian? Nothing. He can't say nothing because he's better than Mac Jones. I told you, he's better than Mac Jones. He's better than Mac Jones.
Hey,
he's better than Mac Jones.
You ready? Superior weapons can make an average quarterback look good. Kirk Cousins.
Bro, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of
Tua is better than Mac Jones. Stop.
We don't know. Mac Jones hasn't ever had a weapon like that.
Bro, get out of here.
Hey,
do you hear him, Ryan?
I'm just gonna move on.
Listen, Mac Jones was fine at Alabama when he was surrounded with talent. So, who's to say he can't do it in the NFL when he's surrounded by talent?
Okay, Kyler is in his first game since the release of Call of Duty Warzone 2, and he is 0-1. They look good, like they were going to win this game, and the Chargers ran down the field and then decided to actually be aggressive again, like always, and
Just
go for two. Go for 2, and they got it. So they were able to win 25-24, and they took out the Cardinals.
I was pissed when he went for 2. I said, God,
yeah,
he just keep doing it, bro. Stop going, be aggressive. Kick the field goal. Then he scored 2. I said, oh shit, good shit.
One of the most impressive teams are the Chiefs. I mean, every week they go out there, they're like a machine. I mean, they play the Rams. The Rams are trash, but still, Mahomes just looks like it's just
Patty Pat.
It's so good. Him just like tiptoeing, looking like he's injured. The Gumby back there, he gets hit. He just bends. He's so good. He just had a kid. Did you guys know that?
He had a baby boy. Yep.
Yeah. What was his nickname? Bronze.
Bronze. Yep.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me go down this list. Hey,
he should have called him Billy.
Nice. Jamar Chase is expected to come back this week from his hip injury, so that's a little bit of juice that the Bengals need, and they're probably going to get Joe Mixon back again this week as well. But Samaje Perine handled the backfield just fine.
Say, Joe Mixon better watch his back.
He's not going to lose his job, but
they might split though. You don't think? Samaje Perine been playing well, man.
He might get more of the pass down work, which I mean, he scored 3 touchdowns the week Mixon got concussed, and that was before he was even injured. the massage therapist dude is done doing the massages, so he's back on the active roster. Deshaun Watson is going to play this week against the Houston Texans. You know, with his 11-game suspension that he had to partake in. Some
You
random.
think he looks good or not?
In the preseason, he looked like dog shit.
Trash.
So,
Yeah.
so we'll see. I feel really bad because I've watched like a bunch of interviews with like locker room talk where they're like Jacoby Brissett has like that team, like they love that dude.
Yeah.
So like but he knows his role. He knows like my job is just to come in here and like keep the seat warm for Deshaun.
He is fulfilling the role of Chase Daniels, right? Like Chase Daniels is gone. He's like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna go around every team, be back up, give me my $6-7 million a year.
He's gonna make so much money.
Chill. I'm gonna perform and chill. Everybody's like, why is he so happy? Because Deshaun's back. He like, I'm good.
Let me get my clipboard.
Let me get my clipboard. I'm chilling. I did what I was supposed to do. and I beat Tom Brady.
Oh yeah.
That's why he was so geeked. That was fucking awesome. Of course he said that because he about to be on the sideline chilling. He knows his contract is going to be good next year.
I wouldn't be surprised if he is making like 10 mil as a backup.
I won't be either.
Yeah, because he handled that pretty well. Melvin Gordon, we talked about it last week. He got cut. He did get signed to the practice squad for the Chiefs. We'll see if he gets elevated because McKinnon's been playing pretty well, and so has Isaiah Pacheco. What else we got going on? Najee Harris left the game after getting a touchdown because he's a piece of garbage. Not that I was playing with him. I was playing him. I lost by 7 points. I knew this guy not to score.
Like a piece of garbage, though. That's dramatic.
Anyways, he goes out with an abdominal injury. This guy is just like made of paper mache. He can't stay healthy. He looks like dog shit this year. His vision's terrible, and you can't even blame the offensive line. He looks really bad. You can't even blame the offense.
Ass, bro.
Yes,
what are you talking about?
Benny Snell's out there averaging 5 yards a carry.
Because Benny Snell normally comes in on passing. Now let's see what Benny Snell does this week. If Benny Snell comes back, don't mark a disrespect like that. If Benny Snell comes and have 100 yards, then I'll be quiet.
All right.
If he has 100 yards, I won't say shit.
All right, good. Let's keep it at that. Jonathan
if he
Taylor,
doesn't.
How did Jonathan Taylor look this week?
Talking. Jonathan Taylor, he had a touchdown. He was okay, man. He's not it.
Oh
like,
my God.
Man, don't get me started with that. Don't get me started. I told you he was gonna be a bust this year. Y'all didn't believe me.
Man,
he's not done
right
yet.
now.
Huh? 4.8 yards.
It's pretty damn good.
Okay.
He's
been missing hella games. Let's stop it.
His regression is the touchdowns right now. He only has 4. Last year he had 18. So
he had 86 yards last week.
Give him a minute though.
He had 84 the week before, 147. That was his best game. Besides the first week 1 when he had 161. Everything else been 54, 71, 42. Didn't play 2 games. 58, 76. Didn't play another game.
Yeah, but don't worry. He's gonna have a good year.
Huh?
His carries are way down. Like the team's not giving him the ball because they're behind all the time.
Why would you give him the ball?
Why would you not want 5 yards of carry? That's a first down every 2 plays.
That's not realistic. If you watch the game, he really doesn't get 5 yards per carry every time, right? Like that's just because he has a lot of long runs. So it's kind of the numbers are lying to you right now. It's not showing you what's really looking.
All right.
Is he better than Josh Jacobs?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Numbers wouldn't say that.
Okay. Josh Jacobs is on a better team this year.
What? The Raiders are better than the Colts?
Yeah. You heard me.
Okay, Ryan. Ryan, can you continue, please? Because Brian is tripping.
Hey, man, the Colts have lost 5 games that were under 7 points. I mean, they've been in every single game.
Ryan, are the Colts better than the Raiders? Like, call a spade a spade. Are they better than the Raiders? I know
if they play tomorrow.
If they play tomorrow,
What team am I betting on?
Yes.
The Raiders.
You're betting on the Raiders because you believe in Devontae Adams because you just was
He's so
dogging
good.
Derek Carr. You just was dogging Derek Carr last week.
Well, he needs to throw to Devontae Adams more.
Okay. All right.
And
I'll be quiet.
Josh Jacobs looks like a freak right now.
He's getting
He looks
paid.
Good. Yeah.
And then
he's playing for that contract.
Back down into second gear, and he'll be like, yeah, okay.
He'll downshift to fifth and just chill.
I'm just cruising now. Let me get my 1,000 yards, and then I'm out.
Kyle Pitts, surgery to repair his MCL. He's out for the year. So that experiment's over. All the hopes and dreams of Kyle Pitts being great were taken away by Marcus Mariota.
Targets.
By Marcus
150 targets.
Marcus Mariota is hot garbage, and I hate everything about his life.
I'm never listening to you guys again. Every time y'all say some shit, I'm like,
we were just a year early, bro. So next year, Pitts is going to go off.
That's
how this works.
That's how. Remember Brendan Ayuk? Look at him; he's balling out right now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you'll be happy when you get Kyle Pitts in like the 10th round next year.
We're just ahead of our time, homie.
This is about you guys are looking in the future. My bad.
Geno Smith's crushing it. Hey,
you called him last year. I forgot.
Yeah, the Beckham Bowl. Yeah, the Beckham Bowl is starting. Yeah, did you guys hear this story about Odell? He was going in and out of consciousness on an airplane, and they had to deplane everybody to get him to get off because he wouldn't leave the plane.
My dog was sleepy.
Like, what? Yeah, he took
he's
some
getting
like
ready
Dramamine,
for that.
Okay,
he's getting ready for that visit to New York to visit the Giants. He needs to be all on Xanax or some shit.
No, my dog was just sleepy.
He's just tired.
Right. Tired.
Yeah, anyways, he's visiting the Giants tomorrow, actually, I think. So we'll see. But
he said he's not playing until end of December or something like that? Mid or end of December?
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I bet you he gets a drug test like immediately because I've seen some of his workout videos. This dude looks yoked. Like, have you seen him? He looks jacked.
Yeah, but that's yeah, he's always been
like super fit, but like his arms look massive.
He's not big like that in person though.
Okay, I'm just saying with the videos I'm seeing.
The camera is HD, 4K, and you look at him, he just get a pump. You're like, damn, he look brolic. Everybody right. He's brolic, bro. He's big. He's big as fuck. Like,
his arms are gonna look big next to his small body because he's got a small frame. You know what I mean? Like it's different than looking at like a linebacker who's just got girth to him.
Yeah. Like when you look at me, you like Kenny's arms don't look as big, right? Because I'm like brolic. Just similar.
I mean, you still got big arms, Kenny. I mean,
no, this dude's jacked right now.
But they're just proportional to the rest of you.
This dude's jacked right now. He looks like his cousin. You don't remember, like, I think it's like his cousin or something like that. He, like, whenever Odell was like big, he was there was videos of him, like, he was like, he looks basically like Odell, but he's like jacked. Never mind.
No.
Whatever.
No.
I guess we weren't into Odell's personal life like you.
Well, he was on the Giants. He was a Giant.
Ryan's a real fan.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't poop on him or anything, but I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah, here you go. Hey, keep going, man. Here you go. We're not getting started with that.
That's it, man. NFL's wild right now.
All right, man. All right, listen. Well, because me and Brian's going to talk because I have nothing to say to Ryan right now. Me and Brian's going to talk on this. Hey, hot takes like hot cakes. I don't even know. Now I feel weird even saying that. Shitting out the cakes. Anyway, my question to you guys: who is the real MVP right now? Right? Is it Tua, or is it? Let me stop playing. Patrick Mahomes is playing out of the world. Do you guys agree that he's undoubtedly the MVP? No, without question.
No.
Who you saying?
I think Tua's got to say in it. Statistically, he's up there. He looks great. He's got the stats. He's having like a Matt Ryan year, man. Like Matt Ryan was really great a couple of years. You know what I mean?
But do you think that they will give it to Tua over if Tua continues to play well like this and with Patrick Mahomes playing how he is, do you think they will actually give it to Tua over that, or would they do him like would they Brady him?
Yeah, they Brady him.
They
Mahomes has got the respect already, and Tua hasn't gotten it yet.
Yeah, 100%.
So he needs Mahomes to kind of fall off a little bit.
The problem is Tua missed a game or two, which doesn't help his like statistical category. And I mean, he's got 19 touchdowns. Mahomes has 29. Like, so
damn.
The real question is going to be the difference between how you value the rushing totals to Mahomes to Hurts, because Jalen Hurts is having a good year, but he's got like 10 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah,
that's like the big difference.
I think a dark horse, right? I don't even think that either of them should win the MVP over Micah Parsons.
I like Micah Parsons, but he's
Micah Parsons has been balling the fuck out, bro.
I mean, I understand he's a really great player, but he's not even leading the league in sacks.
Oh, sorry, Hurts has 8 touchdowns. My bad. I want to make sure I get that right.
He's doing everything. He's really an MVP. Like him on the field by himself may make the Cowboys a great defense. Him not on the field, Cowboys are not good on defense.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. But like, who's the last person that was even close as a defensive player to get MVP? Aaron Donald, and he led the league in sacks as an interior lineman.
How many sacks does he have? Let me see.
I think he's like close to leading the league.
Yeah.
I think the league leader, I think it's still Judon. I think he's
It is Judon. Hold up, I got it up right here.
All right.
Judon's got 13, Parsons got 12.
Got 12. Come on, cut it out.
I mean, at least lead the league in what you're good
at. He'll lead the league at the end of the year.
Okay. If he does, then maybe he can be in the conversation.
All right.
I'll give you
my second question, should Aaron Rodgers just sit for the rest of the year or the season?
Yep. Unless this is his retirement year.
You think he will retire?
Maybe. Well, he's got a lot of money.
I don't think he's retiring. I think they're talking about him trading him.
There's no way.
I'm just saying. They're thinking
people. Go ahead.
If I was the Packers, I'd shut him down for the year and see what I got in Love, and that way I can plan for the future.
Yeah.
Because I do agree with what Ryan just said. I think that they do want to trade him.
But you're trading him. If you're a team, you're not taking him because you don't want to get Russell Wilson.
No, that wouldn't be it. I think they would. They don't want to trade him because they know the only reason why a team wouldn't trade for him is because A, he'd come with a contract, a large contract, and B, they know that the team doesn't want to play him. So if they're shopping him, they want to force the team into cutting him and getting him better on waivers or as a free agent rather than like giving up draft capital to get him. Because I mean, if he ends the year like this, with a sour taste in his mouth, there's no way that he plays for the Packers next year. He'll retire unless he gets traded.
He should go to the Jets, do the Brett Favre thing.
Did you guys get a chance to look at the 25 under 25, the top 25 players under 25?
I think I did see this.
I saw the headline.
Obviously, Parsons is like the number one guy.
Yeah. Parsons number 1, Justin Jefferson number 2, Jamar Chase number 3, Tristan Wirfs from the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah, so he's out. He's out for 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 weeks now.
Justin Herbert's number 5, Quentin Williams number 6.
Oh,
it's crazy.
So good.
I didn't realize how young these dudes were. Like I don't know why I thought they were like 26 or 25, like in that range. But like the fact that Jamar Chase is only 22, Justin Jefferson is 23, Michael Parsons 23. I feel like I don't know why I feel like they've been in the league longer. Even Justin Herbert being 24, it's like sheesh.
Yeah, the fact that Jefferson is only 23 years old, and I'm pretty sure this is his third year.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Like that's pretty baller. By the time he hits 6 years, he'll only be 26 years old. That's his
Yeah.
next. That'll be like his next contract.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but that's all I have for hot takes like hotcakes, man. Real quick, short and simple. What we got for round fantasies?
Oh shoot, that's my turn.
We're getting towards the end.
Oh man. All right. Well,
playoff week's coming.
Playoff push. If you have locked up your playoff position already, and you're not playing for a bye, but you like know that you won't miss the playoffs. You need to start looking at your defense, the defensive matchups, and trying to stay a week ahead of everything. So, for example, a team may be playing a good offense this week. They may be playing someone like Kansas City, but weeks 15, 16, and 17, they have favorable matchups. Or like the championship week, they may have a favorable matchup. Try and start throwing these players on the bench. Another thing you want to do is start getting your handcuffs because you don't want to be the guy stuck trying to claim the waiver wire if like Saquon goes down. Or something so, like those high valuable handcuffs, and you've been going all year with Dalvin Cook without Madison on your team, you need to get Madison because if Dalvin Cook goes down, you need to have that handcuff, especially going into the playoffs because a lot of people save their fab or their waiver wire priority for the end of the year so that they could go ahead and snipe you. And if you're playing in a league with someone like Brian, even if they're out of the playoffs, they're going to be sniping players just to make sure that the
100%.
good teams don't get them. All right. That being said, this week you're going to want to start your boy Tua. He's a beast. He's just so good. Tyreek should play. I know he left with like a little bit of an injury last week, but he should be out there. Another team. What week are we in?
13.
Are we week 13? Oh yeah. The Chargers. They're playing Vegas. Vegas gives up points on defense. They just do. And Justin Herbert has been playing a lot better. Another player that's been playing really good at the quarterback position is Jimmy G. He's ever since he threw those 4 touchdowns, he's just been kind of balling out. Even last week he was good. Or he was not great. They only had 13 points, but he's decent and he has so many weapons on offense with Debo, Ayuk. Kittle's kind of back doing his thing as long as he doesn't get hurt, and then Christian McCaffrey. They're going to start getting him more and more involved in the offense. So I'd lean on Garoppolo and kind of ride him until the wheels fall off. And then at the running back position, Damian Harris is back at his thing. Can't stay healthy. So Ramondre Stevenson's the entire backfield. He was still a good start last week, but this week he's playing the Bills. And what do the Patriots like to do? They love to run the ball against the Bills. So Ramondre is he's going to ball out this week. Aaron Jones is the entire offense for the Packers, besides some favorable matchups that Christian Watson's been having. All Christian Watson does is catch touchdowns. So get him in your lineup because I think he has like 6 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. David Montgomery's playing the Packers. Packers have not been good against the run. And the Bears, if they don't have Justin Fields there, even if they do have Justin Fields, throw him in your lineup because Packers love giving up rushing yards to the quarterback. That's just their thing. They gave up a ton against Hurts. And if you remember the Packers a couple years ago, whenever they were playing what's that dude's name? Colin Kaepernick. And if the Texans want to put up a fight against the Browns, they're going to have to do it on the ground because the Browns are terrible against the run. And Damian Pierce has not been doing well as of late. But if they want to stay in this game and beat Deshaun Watson, they're going to have to run the ball a ton. So I'm getting Damian Pierce in all my lineups. And then the wide receiver position is Mike White loves Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's a beast. I love this man. He's a dog. So he's playing the Vikings. They're going to need to score points. The Jets are going to be out there slinging the ball. And Garrett Wilson's going to be good. He had 2 touchdowns last week. So he's going to be a good red zone target. Someone that had a little bit of a down week last week, don't watch the game if you like Christian Kirk because the Jacksonville Jaguars don't make it pretty but they end up getting their points. Christian Kirk is going to get he's going to get in the end zone. They're playing the Lions. The Lions usually give up a lot of points. I'm probably starting Trevor Lawrence in a lot of my leagues, and then if he starts, Jamar Chase is going to be out there. It's a no-brainer. If he's there, you start your starters. But I like players like T. Higgins. Even Tyler Boyd, if you want to take a dart throw. It's painful to watch because sometimes Tyler Boyd just doesn't get involved in the game. And then he'll have like 2 drives where he gets like 3 or 4, 5 catches. So, yeah, those are my guys. What I missed? Tight end position?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, tight end position, I mean, we've talked about this multiple times, but Kittle is healthy, and he's actually getting the ball. He's getting a ton of targets. Dalton Schultz is literally Dak Prescott's best friend, and he's healthy. He's not injured anymore, so he's going to be that tight end that you drafted in the beginning of the year. So keep starting Dalton Schultz. Another tight end that has been getting some favorable looks, and he seems to be the pacifier for what's the guy's name? Pickett, Kenny Pickett. But Pat Freiermuth is the tight end for the Steelers, and he gets a ton of targets from Pickett, and they're playing Atlanta this week, which is a pretty favorable matchup. And then your boy Gerald Everett, he came back from injury. He came back from injury last week, but he should start seeing a lot more targets and getting more involved in the offense, especially if Mike Williams is out again for a second week.
I also like Evan Ingram. He's playing the Lions. They're terrible against tight ends.
These are true statements, but be wary because last week was a favorable matchup for Evan Ingram, and they just didn't get him involved into the game plan. So it's just it's painful to watch, but you're right. He could either Zay Jones was like balling out. Zay Jones is getting a ton of targets in Jacksonville's, and then Marvin Ingram Marvin Jones is another guy that they like throwing him the ball. That drive down to the end zone, I was like, oh, they're gonna spike this and then take another chance. But no, he just flipped this. He flipped the play. He completed a pass. Trevor Lawrence completed a pass to the left to Zay Jones, rushed up to the line of scrimmage, looked to the right, just threw a fade up to Marvin Jones Jr. and it was a beautiful catch. He got like his shin and ankle in bounds and fell down and got the touchdown. That's how they ended up winning the game. And then he turned around and threw the 2-point conversion to Zay Jones, and they beat the Ravens, which is funny. But yeah, good luck starting Ingram.
Too easy. Let's get straight to BK bets. It's our last week for college football before we get into bowl season, which will be pretty exciting. We'll have some big dog parlays for there. But until then, I have a 3-team parlay for you guys, a couple of conference championships, and so let's get straight into it. I have TCU. I'm going to take them to 2.5. They're playing against Kansas State. That should be, if anybody slips up, I think that this game and also the USC game, who I'm also taking at 2.5, those will be the biggest games you'll see it happen. Utah plays tough. Kansas State plays tough. Sometimes it depends on if Kansas State defense shows up, then TCU will have a hard time in the beginning, but I think they'll pull away. They find a way to win, right? So I like them at 2.5. I like USC. I think USC is playing to get into the playoffs. They know if we win, we control our destiny. So I think that they'll handle business as well. And then I like UTSA versus North Texas. That game I like the UTSA at 7. I know it's at 8.5 right now, but I'll push it to 7. And then if you are looking for an extra game, if you want to be risky, I would take the Toledo, Ohio over on that game for I believe that's the MAC championship, if I'm not mistaken. I think, it's the MAC championship, so that'll be a good game as well, but they'll be able to score points because Toledo kind of had a bad week last week, so I think they'll respond back.
All right. I have a 3-teamer.
Oh, let's hear it, you freaking addict.
I got the Jets at +3 at Minnesota. I think the Jets are going to go into Minnesota and do what the Patriots should have done, and that's going to quiet that offense down because they have a pass rush. Brian. The Vikings are hurt up front, and Sauce, he might be able to handle Jefferson a little.
No.
Slow him a little. Keep him under 100.
I thought you were going to say he's a real deal. You said handle. He's not handling, but it's okay.
It'll be a nice matchup to watch. but I think the Jets will prevail, and they better
More than
stick with
100
Mike
yards,
White.
Kenny?
Yes, easy.
Over under 100.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have
I'm gonna take it under on that.
He probably have 120.
Slap bet. I'm just kidding.
No,
Kenny will slap the
Kenny
shit
would
out
knock
of
the
you.
hell out of me. He'd knock me out.
I would
I'd be
like
sleeping.
that. If I did that, you know they would put me in jail.
100%.
Anyways, my second pick, I got Cleveland -7 at Houston. I do think Deshaun's gonna be rusty, but I think that they're gonna play. They're gonna get up and play for him because that's his retribution game. He's out to
Free
crush the
massages for
Texans.
everybody.
Yeah, he's out. He's ready to. He's gonna pay for all the masseuses that
Fire
after
up the
game.
Instagram accounts, baby. Let's go.
Anyways, that's -7. And then I got the over for the
I
Miami
hate
49ers
-7, by
game.
the way.
Yeah, 46.5 for the over on Miami and 49ers. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Hey,
sounds-
can I say something real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
I hate -6.5
Why?
because if a game goes into overtime, you're guaranteed to lose because they don't kick the extra point if they score a touchdown. Like that is the worst feeling in the world.
So don't go in overtime.
I feel like that might have happened to you, Ryan.
It did. It was you know what I was begging for? I was begging for a field goal and then like a pick six.
Yeah, that's a lot to ask for.
Yeah, because these idiots would lay down at the 1 yard line unless they were like the pick six was like in the end zone.
I can't tell you how many times I lost off that same thing. 6.5, they go into overtime. I'm like, oh, I remember
Impossible.
When I was a beginning better, right? And they went into overtime, they scored. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win this and go kick the field goal. And it says game over. I'm like, what? They gotta kick the field goal. They gotta kick the like, no, bro.
Yeah.
So anyway, man, we appreciate it. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode like we did. Have some laughs. As always, follow us on all the socials. Instagram, Facebook, share, like, subscribe on YouTube, pass it to your friends. We appreciate the support. Hopefully you guys are not like me, clawing and fighting to get into your fantasy playoffs in some of your leagues. And if it is, make sure you listen to Ryan Fantasies. And us being the last week of college football, hopefully I can get a dub for you guys. And, Brian's going to do what he does. He probably will put some extra picks inside of Action Sports if you're not tracking already because he has a problem. And then I will definitely be putting some college basketball picks in there as well. But we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Stay bitchy.